Hello, 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 and welcome to Apricot Hour on Viva Naija Radio. I guess you guys thought we would never be back. And to be honest, it was touch and go there for just one moment because, we had technical issues. We had, Satan, basically. Satan was just trying his luck, doing whatever he felt he could do. But we overcame. At the end of the day, we are here. I know you guys can't see me, but this feels like a new launch, my dear. I go bath, I rub pancake, I give them eyebrow, I even fix finger lane, I do everything because I'm like, hey, apricot hour for the win. As always, I am not alone. I am joined in the house by my girls. And we are in and we are ready to rumble. So let me start according to the Gogorongo. First of all, we have the major lady of Apricot Hour, none other than Nkiruka. Nkiru, baby, how are you?
Man, this is in fact,
home training.
We have waited and
home
waited.
Training. Nkiruka, home training.
We fell asleep.
Nkiruka, small home training.
Hey, Apricot, welcome back.
And you know the funny thing? The whole time we were away is when all the gist was. We're like, hey, see gisto, see hot gisto. And yet, technical difficulties didn't even allow us to do anyway. No problem. They will know who we are. This today.
No. 2017, it's on.
It's on. I said they will know who we are. And then secondly, we have the HR director of Bad Gang. She is responsible for hiring and firing. Rachel.
And for firing. I had to look for details. I was sleeping on Facebook looking for gossip. Like, which one can sweet my belly?
Just to manage. Bless you. Bless you. It's world people, oh. You know how this thing is now. You know how this thing can be. So, and we have one more caller already on the line. Caller telephone number ending 6074. Hi, caller. Is it Queen Bee? Oh, yeah, Queen Bee has some problems with this network. I don't know why it keeps kicking her off and putting her back. Anyway, we're right here if you want to join us. That is Bimbo, the Queen Bee of Bad Gang. So, let us not waste time. In fact, when we were talking about this show, Back of House, you guys, we were like, can we do a Apricot Hour in an hour? Like the way the name says? Because really... I can't even talk. There's so much.
Ce n'est pas possible.
Ce n'est pas very impossible.
Ce n'est pas possible.
Kolewek.
The last 6 weeks. We cannot do 1 hour on today.
We cannot exactly.
Come back now.
This come back. So you guys are just going to have to bear with us. We're going to take it as quickly as we can because obviously we know it's a Friday and you guys have shenanigans you want to get up to. But at the same time, almost so much has been going on. We just have to talk about it. So without further ado, let's dive. Let's do what? Let's dive straight into. Please, I want to start with, in every gathering, in every, where 2 or 3 are gathered, Jesus must be there. So we should start with a Jesus story, a very spiritual something. Yes. And is anything more spiritual than an apostle? Oh, Jehovah. That's how we were on our own. That you know how we like to mind our business. We don't look for trouble in this small life.
No.
Thank you. We were on our own. No. One girl came from nowhere. She said she knows Apostle. We're like, hey, we are many that know him. Yes, he did one thing. PC, PDP said they should kill all. He said, no, not that kind of knowing, no. She knows him a different knowing. I said, talk true. She said, yes. Say, Apostle. Yeah. Say, Apostle. Giambele. Oh, Holy Michael.
Oh, Lord Almighty.
Get belle finish, Apostle comot the belle rebosh kerebo. Then
Oh, okay.
Apostle comot the belle finish, Apostle con dagboam. As in, I think Apostle was supposed to give her some money. Apostle not give her the money. Maybe the money na DSS money. They said the money no be there. I not just understand. So that's how some people came. They said, na lie. It's not true. She's trying to bring down a man of God. Some other people came. They said, oh, it is a political something. That is PDP that's fighting APC and APC is fighting. They said, Efu, what's the name of that lawyer that they said has taken the case? Tell me the name now, Rachel. What's the name? Festus.
Keyamo, is it Keyamo? No.
Yeah, Festus Keyamo. That Festus wouldn't have his APC. That's why he took the case. Wanted. Okay, so let me start from the beginning. Let me start by asking you girls the obvious question, which is the first question that everybody needs to ask. In the absence of any kind of robust response from Apostle, do you think he did it? Do you think he knows this girl? Do you think he got the girl pregnant? Do you think he commits belle for do you think any of this? Do you think it's true, or do you think this is a smear campaign? Let me start with Rachel.
Absolutely, I think they had a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was his mistress. He does know her, but I don't think he committed a crime.
Very
he
good.
committed a crime against his wife and with God, but not one that the rest of us should be involved in.
Okay. So what does that mean? You are you saying we shouldn't know about it? We shouldn't. I mean, I know it's not illegal.
Know about it is sensational news. It's okay, but this whole, like the whole Nigerian populace wants to die. He must not be that is between him and his God and his wife. The
Very
girl
true.
is absolutely the most stupid person. I swear, I'm going to set up a school. You will help me, a training school for mistresses. How to shut your mouth, play your role.
Discretion. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Very
You
good.
don't know how to play it again these days. What's going on?
I don't understand. I'm gonna give you guys one gist about that.
No, besides,
You get experience. You see as people they enter trap. You see as people they enter trap. You see as people they show themselves. It's all right. Let me go to Nkiruka. So first, do you believe Apostle knew? By the way, I know the right pronunciation is apostle because someone has just come on my WhatsApp. Like, I beg, this one is not an apostle. This is Apostle Suleman.
Apostle Suleman. Wait, this same Apostle Suleman, this Apostle Suleman that was dating Daniel Okeke, is it the same thing we're talking about?
Why are you like this? Yes, nah.
Oh, I read it the other day. She gave belly for her.
No, now Stephanie, there are many of the girls that the evil spirits. Otobo, now Otobo carry belle. Otobo can't reveal, say, wait, let me get the gist very well. Otobo can't reveal, say, Danielle is still one of his long-term mistresses. Then people now had reason to believe that some people went to do some digging and they said, oh, if it's his mistress. So Danielle had put up a picture of her Jeep on her Instagram like a few months ago. So some people, where she had said, oh, ladies, whatever you believe in, you can achieve it. Ray. She speaks many English. She said, God remains faithful. Look at me today. I have a Jeep. No, it's in a Toto. Anyway, moving on. So that's how somebody put the name, the number plates of the Jeep into like the license plates record database, whatever. This Jeep is registered to Apostle Suleman. That's how we now knew that is Apostle that bought her
Gave us Jeep.
So while he was still busy saying, I don't know these ladies, I don't know none of these heifers, I never heard of these ladies. Then small time he said, oh, he has heard Stephanie's name, but then again, he runs a very big church, so maybe one of the small time he said yes, he has spoken to her before, and she came and he has been on the phone with her for prayers, that she did prayer session, one thing. So from I have never heard of this woman before in my life has turned to
yes, he has heard.
I've done prayer with her. Stephanie says his mother.
$1,000 transfer so that they can go to work. It costs $8,000 to go from home to work. I like that kind of work.
As in, if I not follow man, and there was, for a very long time in my life, I always said to myself, there's certain professions that I don't want to date, I don't want to deal with, or whatever. One of them is surgeons, as in anybody that's not a GP that has clinic hours that closes work, if they are on call for 3 days in a row, I not just once, and you deal with death the whole time, you're depressed the whole time, I don't even want to mess with you. The other one is man of God. I'm not ready to be tying scarf. I'm not ready to be fasting 20 days out of 30 days. Not knowing. So now I've changed my name. Please, all the men, in fact, I'm going to all the churches. Anyway, let me not reveal my secrets, because I know if I go to church now, I will see Nkiruka in the front row. So I'm not even going to say the real thing that I'm going to do. So.
No, I'm a good girl now, I beg. I'm a good girl.
Yeah, right. So now I want...
serious note.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, darling. Go on.
No, go for it.
No, but on a serious note, at the end of the day, like Rachel was saying, we need to open school for these heifers to actually know how to coordinate themselves. Either they get belly or they don't get belly, or you step with my these people.
Okay, but what happens, because I have a feeling that many heifers do know how to coordinate themselves. What happens normally is ogbono soup grow leg waka. That is always... So people have been chopping. Have you heard Daniel's name with relation to Apostle before? Have you heard? No. There's so many affairs that happen every day, and these women are discreet. Not because they went to the school of mistresses, but because they know the gravy train will stop the second they speak. So they are discreet. Yeah. What normally happens is the men renege on the contracts.
Their promises.
All of a sudden, some guy stops paying, or that critical money that you're like, this is the last hit. If he makes mistake, give me this money. Me, I go waka my own go. He will waka his own and go. All of that. And then for some reason the guy doesn't come through, or the guy starts avoiding your call, or you put all your eggs in the basket of pregnancy, like, once I born for him, that's it, done. And then the guy denies the pregnancy, or the guy even calls your bluff and says, tell everyone you're pregnant, I don't even care, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, so.
That is when they get desperate and start chatting, because many of them do chop. Many of them do chop discreetly.
That's when the professionalism, for lack of a better word. You are not going to get another one, because he will look at you and say, this one that will put me out there, how no,
God bless you. God bless you.
You're supposed to come in and play, and you figure out a way out of dump the stupid one and go for someone else better, which is just 15 minutes of fame that we are seeing up and down. Where did he get money locally Wednesday?
Who
remembers that?
Thank you. And I wanted to say something about this. Do y'all remember, what is his name? This ugly man who was the owner of the Knicks or the Nets or the Mets or something, that his girlfriend came out and said he was racist against black people, and she did a recording.
Oh, I remember that was what, last year? Was it last year?
No, a couple of years ago now.
Oh, some years ago.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about, Rachel?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
In the States, Abby, one guy.
Yeah. So this number has joined us again. Telephone number ending 5277. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi. Oh, I think I know who this is. Welcome to Apricot Hour.
Yes.
Is this name or shame? Would you like to tell us your name or would you like to remain anonymous?
Yeah, my name is Taiwo.
Taiwo ni ringtone. Hi, welcome.
How you doing?
Hey, Pharaoh, long time. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you girls, man.
You've missed us.
I'm longing for you guys to get back.
Do you know what? Taiwo's on my WhatsApp. Taiwo's one of the people where I was like, whatever it's going to cost, we have to come back online. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Do you have a contribution on Apostle?
Yes, I do have a contribution. Well, being easy to you guys. I think are you trying to blame the girls for getting pregnant for this Apostle Suleman?
No. We're just trying to say secure your investments. You are not dating Apostle, an Apostle where you can't be seen out with him, Apostle where you can't hold hands. You are clearly a mistress. That is all that you are. So why don't you make sure that you if you're doing it as a mistress, then this is your investment. This is where your bread and butter is. This is where I have no problem at all with Stephanie or with Danielle. Look at what Danielle's yansh gave her. Me and my flats. This is why I mentioned boss up and down.
You can understand these girls here. They must be desperate, for instance, to go out with Apostle Suleman in the first place. Okay, they know they're gonna be the mistress. They haven't got no second income. They haven't got no fallback. So for them to have Apostle in their life forever, to get that constant money, the next thing is to burn child for them. If you born child for an Apostle Suleman, you will be responsible for her. For life.
Oh yeah, and that's fine, and by the way, yes, I would rather be a baby mama if I'm gonna go down that route. I would rather be a baby mama for an Apostle. Do you know why? Because there are some men that, if you say you born for fella, now I'm a fella baby up and down.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's some people who are invested in actually keeping it secret. So that is even a better investment than to born for like a musician or to born for somebody. This person is supposed to be a man of God. So he will go to all lengths to make sure that birth remains secret.
Exactly.
The mistake she made was she put herself in a position where not only the pregnancy could be compromised, but even her life, because I heard he gave her some concoction to drink.
If you don't, it's stupid, that's why she was stupid. Why go to the length of getting pregnant when you're gonna go drinking concoction? It don't make no sense.
No, she didn't drink the concoction on purpose. Apparently, he drugged her. He put something inside the drink or whatever, and she started bleeding. He brought about an abortion, basically. He brought about a termination of the pregnancy. That's what she is saying.
I feel she's a stripper in Canada, right?
Yes.
Already you know that it's the man that will not embrace this pregnancy. Girl, if that were me, I was pregnant. Apostle is not seeing me for 10 months.
God bless you. God bless you. I will be in my village.
Hey.
I will be in my village. I won't even call Apostle. I won't even say where is premarital money. Money premarital, pre-antenatal, whatever they call it. I won't even say where is. I won't ask for nothing. Make me and this belly. I don't even need modern medicine. I need my mom to make me up some efo. I need a bowl. Do you understand? If there's a way the egg can even split and become twins, that. So I would not be drinking all those agbo, all those things. All I will be doing is sleeping and waking. If I hear where, I'll still wait another 1 month. Make the pikin strong enough. SMA, enough breast milk, enough. Then I'll not say, Apostle, what's that your name again?
No, you're not gonna call her. We go carry pikin, go church one day.
Yeah. And I'll just sit in the front row and I'll just be looking at Apostle.
Apostle gonna say, sweat gonna catch. Apostle gonna sweat. I prefer us. Make it don't talk.
The kind of sweat that he'll be sweating when he sees you in the front row. Yeah.
Apostle won't even.
But you haven't started speaking in tongues yet now. Wait. Oh, shit. Hey.
The child will be crying. I won't take that baby out. I'll just be right there in the front row. I'll just I'm just here like, now me and you get this service. So we will do first service, second service, third service, and then I will go home. I won't even say I've got nothing to say to you.
They would say like Thanksgiving. What is it Thanksgiving? Like when is it anyone with what's it called? That's what they call
testimony. Testimony time.
Apostle will excuse himself and swear down.
Apostle he will pass. In fact, the urine will not have any smell and taste.
You know that kind of tie neck whereby the person will come back and meet you by themselves. Say, okay, kilo fe, okay, come now, come. What do you want? Come, okay, let's talk about. Okay, let's discuss because clearly I can't be mad again. I just have to ask you what it is that you want and what I can't. So Apostle. So okay, let's talk about the end result of all of this. Is it just gist for gist's sake? Because Koza did his own. Some girl came out and said the head of Koza, who is our very good friend here on Viva Naija Radio, told her in a hotel room while she was on her knees, she thought they were going to pray. So she knelt down and she put her headscarf over her head, thinking it's a Jesus something. Next thing, pastor said to her, unzips his trousers and says, let me introduce you to a new level of grace. Hey! Rebosh kerebo! It's that happened.
Hey, Shell.
No, it's a real something. He said, let me introduce you to a new level of grace. When she said this and she put her story out there, other girls came out and said, all of us have tested this grace. We are inside the grace. If it's grace, so we know about this grace. So, as one by one they were coming out of the woodwork in very much the same way as Otobo revealed about Daniel Okeke, he couldn't run any longer. And then in a church service, he said, next week or something, next week, in 7 days, I will release a robust response to all the allegations about me. Maybe it's the same 7 days that God used in creating the earth, because that was 3 years ago. And in 7 days. So, Apostles' Church, there were people there on Sunday now. There were people there on the Sunday before. We don't care. The people who used to go to his church still go to his church. The people who are cynical about these so-called men of God, or who have a problem with them, or say, oh, these people are lying to us, or these people are not as infallible as we think they are, they still don't go. So nothing changes. So why do we talk about this? Why?
It's sensational.
Okay, I guess is the answer. Is the short answer to that. It's sensational. No, really, because the people who are going to Apostles' Church are all out on social media saying, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm, judge lest ye not be judged. They have every verse for everything that defends everything. We had a pastor here in the UK who, did he full on rape the boy, or he sexually molested a boy at a church? The boys went off on a like a camp or something organized by the church. And the pastor had one particular boy he kept bringing into his room to sleep in his room or something. I don't quite remember the story. Long story short, this boy told his mother. The mother came to church with a knife, and basically the whole thing went to hell. The pastor got arrested. The pastor confessed in church, and he was arrested. And even on the day that he confessed, or he admitted while under oath in the courthouse, there were people people standing outside with placards, Nigerians. This was like a Nigerian church, like a whatever. And the pastor himself that we're talking about is a Nigerian, was saying, oh, you guys don't know the truth. Touch not my anointed. The devil, this is what persecution looks like. This is, you guys are persecuting our pastor. You guys are this. And there was still so much faith and so much confidence in him that he then, when he was in prison, he then changed his story and said, really, he didn't touch the boy, but his legal, that he heard a voice that he should take the fall so that he will take the smear away from the church. So he is willing to take the sins upon himself so that the church's name, because it was a brother, his brother continued being the pastor while he was now in jail. So he was like, he knew if he denied it, the thing would drag on in church. So, and the churches, would drag on in court, and the church's name would get smeared and would have all of this evil rep. So he decided to just take the fall so that the church can just continue, and he doesn't mind. So he now made himself like a sacrificial lamb. That was just where all of this story is going to. So people, and he came out and the church was full. The first day he was back in church, you couldn't get a seat in the church. This despite other little boys saying, yes, pastor has touched us. The only thing that happened is the mothers of those boys took their children out of the church. That's the only thing that happened. Nothing happened. We continue to believe nonsense. We continue to...
A lot of these churches, a lot of these pastors are getting away with murder, whereby on a normal day, they should be strung up by their balls and shot or castrated, whichever the case may be. But they get, a lot of these churches are getting away with a lot. And I think it's really bad. And it makes other pastors look bad. The ones that are actually doing the work that they're casing this earth to come and do.
Yes.
But I think it's atrocious that a lot of pastors are getting away with a lot of nonsense. A lot. Pastors sleeping with their congregation. I mean, what is that? How much hell? The hell that he's going to. That
it's really how much, as in...
It's not been created yet.
They're packing the hell.
They're disgrace person, and it's all these Nigerian ones that are doing the worst. Our own are doing the worst. And it's a disgrace. It's so annoying. In fact, I don't even want to go into it. I beg, if I swear by mistake.
It's a lot. It's a lot, really, because it's a lot because they don't they are now there's nothing to hold them in place because we keep giving them free license. Even when the
you see, I say you can't really blame the pastor entirely. It's us that is.
Yes, we give them a free pass. So let me tell you something. When I was in uni, there was a girl, beautiful girl. She was so stunning. Tosin, I'm not gonna say her surname. Beautiful girl. K-leg, but that was the only flaw. Everything else was top notch. Yellow like up Nepa. Anyway, part 1 through to part 2.5. She was dating a club boy. He was like the president of the club and everything. And they were dating. They were full on dating. She used to come to quarters where my, let me say my church. Okay, look at it. My boyfriend too used to stay in quarters. So I knew her, and I knew she and her boyfriend used to get busy. And she was in the same department as I was in school. So I knew Tosin very well. Anyway, of course, by the time the guy dumped her, got with another girl, all of this, and before they finally broke up, they had enough. She'd caught him sleeping with this person. They'd had their row. They'd fall out. They'd get back together. Anyway, long story short, he dumped her. And then, as we do as women, she found Jesus and decided to be a Jesus somebody. Then she started going to church. From church, became a worker. Then she became the head of a cell group. So, you know, the cell groups are like the little fellowships they do in the rooms, blah, blah, blah. So she had a whole group of part 1 students come to the room, and I was in the room, and she was having a conversation about temptations, and she was saying about, oh, you're going to get tempted, you're going to this, say, but that if she can do it, that she had many boys talking to her, but she didn't answer any of them, that if she can be a virgin up until now, they can do it too. I'm like, Auntie, excuse me, me, I have a question. So after all the girls went, these are like part one, part two girls. I was like, why did you say you're a virgin? Why not just say to them, look, I messed up. And I'm telling you this so that you don't mess up. What is the point of making yourself seem superior? It doesn't pass the message across. Just say, look, it's difficult. Even I fell down. But look at me today. I'm still standing, and you can find grace. You can find forgiveness and everything. And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never messed up. I never slept with anybody. Is it your virgin? I say I'm a virgin. Will you tell me I'm not a virgin? Blah, 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 blah.
Don't
And
you
I'm,
know that when it's not done again, God turns it back to the
yes, so the hymen grew, but all things are passed away. And I was just looking at this girl like, are you okay? And this is the same thing with this pastor and just about everybody else. I feel like, just say, I messed up. Your wife in her heart knows you slept with this girl. Just come out and say, I messed up. Will the church be any less full? Would there be less people in the church if a pastor was to say, I made a mistake?
You know what? I think so. And I think that's what the pastors fear, because most Nigerians, and I use it very loosely, they have accorded pastors with this perfection, and they expect too much. So they tend to try to live up to that standard. We refuse to accept that pastors are human, and as such, they err. Even Moses erred, and Moses was like the apple of God's eye. The pastor is the be-it-all of everything. If the pastor says that in frog jump, you see our people. I mean, people are eating grass for crying out loud.
Yes.
There's this godlike thing that is accorded to them that I do not understand. So I think yes, and this thing is a business. This is where the man.
Yeah, it all comes down to tithes and offering, and you just have to have the tithes. And that's what it comes down to.
Before they come out there and say, yeah, I'm human and I made a mistake, because they know that profit margin is going to go down.
That's right. You're right. You're absolutely right, actually. Well, our condolences with Otobo and Danielle at this time, because obviously your ATM card has been rescinded. Our congratulations to whoever is going to be the new ladies that are going to take their position and all of that. So, congratulations.
What applies to whoever is going to take the position? So when pastor is buying Range Rover, make sure you register it in your name.
Exactly. Do you know what? Sell it. You don't need a 2016
You can't sell it now.
Range Rover that is in my name. I can't let Apostle put it in his name. It's my car. So then the day Apostle is when the day that he's having his periods and he will now come and collect Range Rover.
Come and collect my own.
Apostle Suleman. Come on, man.
Never.
That one no be Christian from the dot. That one I that. Suleman. Message are going to clear.
They said the message you go get small interference. You guys, let's move on because there's so much to talk about. Let's talk about Tonto Dikeh.
Tonto Dikeh. I used to fast for that girl.
You really? You don't have one small taste. You don't have. Man.
Huh?
Tonto with her eye like what I don't know. Anyway. So we were all here. Tonto said she was getting married. They didn't allow us to hear word. In fact, they abused Mercy Johnson. Said she collected someone's husband, not like her, that has husband of her own. This nothing Tonto didn't say. Tonto that her mouth is never with washman.
Peace for Tonto.
Oh my Jesus. And then to make matters worse, Tonto went to carry Bele. Hey! Nobody has ever carried Bele before. Tonto lambasted us with pictures and photographs. My baby, my boo, he's massaging my feet while I'm pregnant. Don't you all wish you had a husband? Hey, husband, oh, husband. Hey, this is the best husband ever since the history of husbands. This husband was a fantastic husband. And then there was silence. I said, well, yes, after a while, everybody must enter house and, take care of their man and take care of their family and all of that. PR is all well and good, but at the end of the day, we got to get back to business. So Didn't hear anything. Bring him that I will hear like this. She's sitting on the sofa. Please, that auntie that always does the interview, is she the ordained? My husband is a bastard.
Ordained messenger of his salty husband. He be like so.
Because she's the most useless. I've never seen anything like her in my life, and yet it's always her. Anyway, here's Tonto on a chair, crying, saying to us her husband physical abuse, saying to us she had to leave her child, saying to us there were allegations from her mother-in-law, saying to us all sorts of things, even saying to us that all the things she said her husband bought for her, she either bought for herself or there were gifts from way before, like from other people, but she did all of them to paint her husband well, or to make him look good, or to make him look, that it's not they were from him, that he used to beat her, that he did, and she had pictures on her phone of her all bruised up, and once you bleach, even if you fall down the step or everything. Anyway, moving on. So then she said all of this. So let me ask the ladies, and let me ask Taiwo. I don't know if you're familiar with the story at all. Does anyone have any sympathy? How do you feel when you heard the story, when the news broke? How did you feel? What's your take on the whole thing? Let me start from Risha, actually.
Okay. I am very conflicted because I am actually critical of Tonto Dikeh, but I don't want to come across as someone supporting domestic violence because I'm absolutely against it. They never burned that man well. I didn't see before you. However, the level of stupid that is Tonto Dikeh, they don't have a scale for it. I wanted to beat her with all the nonsense she was saying. Because I'm saying, are you telling me, you, at this point that you were in your life, in this 21st century, you are the modern Nigerian woman. You are telling me that a man was beating you. You want to stupidly marry him. You take gifts and you use him. I'm trying to wrap this around my head. See, I'm 37, and even before I got married at 20, are you stupid? Why would I use my money on you?
Especially a Tonto that her mouth is... Tonto is no shrinking violet. There are some women that I will believe that, hey, so this is what this poor woman's eye was seeing inside her husband's house. Tonto is no shrinking violet. But I continue, Rachel, please.
From day one.
Thank you.
And you know what? If you really fell for that, I want to beat her on top of the business you have collected again. That yeah, they really sell you for market. That Instagram did not let us rest. iPhone 7, so Dikeh was the first one to get iPhone 7.
Thank you. And you cannot tell me it is a Nollywood film that bought that iPhone 7. You cannot tell me that it is this thing. Continue, Jerry Rachel.
Man, how is it possible that you made him? You can tell me you support him. There's one thing, don't come and twist the facts for me. Second of all, if you inside house, not about to talk that. Anyway, actually, let's not talk inside because she didn't let us rest when the gifts were coming. So
Thank you.
Thank you. So that we can all see. But this is the one time I'm going to say this story is not adding up. There are just too many holes in her story.
Thank you.
And then the one that made it worse for me is the interviewer that is asking what are the wrong misconceptions people have about you. That statement has not left my head. If you're going to use the word misconception,
it's already wrong. I can't with this girl. I can't with that girl.
Misconception right again, I beg.
We said it. Oh, we said it after Tiwa Savage. They still went to bring her again. We said it.
I told you. Publicity. You sure Tonto is not looking for publicity?
What question are you asking like this? Of course she is.
Maybe she says them because I don't understand how they're going to bring that one
again. So, Taiwo, have you heard this gist? Let's hear a male perspective on this thing.
Yeah, I've heard this story, but first and foremost, domestic violence, it should not be frowned upon. If it's true the man is beating her, that is wrong. Regardless if we Tonto Dikeh has got mouth on her, that is just pure wrong. Secondly, See, our culture is being so devalued and so being messed up. We like to copy the Western world, right? With that, I don't have sympathy for Tonto or whatever her name is, Dikeh. He come out on the national TV or national radio to seek sympathy and expose ourselves. That's what they do over here. You know, if you're suffering domestically violence, there's a way of doing it. You don't have to expose what your husband is now beating you. Now you say you've lied about him. Exactly the same like you said about what's the other one? Tiwa, is it Tiwa Savage?
So yeah.
They try to paint this man as their man, their guardian angel, and when things start going wrong, oh yeah, I lied about him. Oh, I don't want to disgrace him. I want to support my husband. That's why I said all that thing. If you want to support your husband 100%, you got to support him 100%. That's why you married him for marital, for woes, for Rachel, for Paul, for whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You know. But once he's beating you, then you get out of the marriage. You get out. You don't sit there and take it and say, oh, yeah.
And then go on TV to do a thing.
So yeah.
I this is how I feel about Tonto Dikeh. One
just wrong.
single drop of sorry no dey my body.
Like sorry for that. No way.
I have zero sympathy, not because of the domestic violence or not because I support domestic violence. Like, if your husband beats you, sorry, but I still don't care. Yeah. I don't care about you. I don't care about your trauma. I'm not losing sleep over you. I'm not, and this is why she started her own. So, Tiwa did her own. It was a class act. Clearly, it was staged. She came up with that little scarf wrapped around her head, no makeup, or rather, a whole face full of makeup to look like she didn't have no makeup on. She talks in this softy voice, and we don't know Tiwa like an omota. So we were like, is a lie? Are you serious? T-bills could they need that from boy? Yeah, you know. Tonto Dikeh came on, and I remember one of the first couple of sentences that she said had to do with let me get this clear. I'm staring right at the camera. She said, I don't want to badmouth my husband. I don't want to say anything negative about my husband. I don't want anybody to say anything. This is not about my husband. This is not about, if only as the father of my child, I respect my husband. I don't want anybody to say anything about him. I don't want anybody to blah, blah, blah. And then you proceed to talk about him for 35 minutes and talk about all the things that is supposedly wrong with him. And then you proceed to wash him worse than we ever could have. And then you proceed to say he's not this, he's not that. So he's responsible for everything bad that's happened to you, and he's responsible for blah, 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 blah. And I'm over here like, Tonto did not get married as a child bride. She didn't get married as someone 21, someone who was, brainwashed into something. She's been around the block a couple times. She looked at King Kong. What is his name? Oh, he actually has a Yoruba name. I think he's Yoruba. Yeah. And then you marry him, and all of a sudden it's our business, and all of a sudden he beats you like... beat him back or something. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Don't look at me. I can't help you.
I'm so sorry.
You got that she has to literally pull someone off her husband's private. I'm like, seriously?
Yes. Miss, I don't want to say nothing bad about my husband. This is not a smear campaign. Let me be clear. This is not. And then there's like, what's one of the, like you said, wrong misconceptions about you? The first thing she said is, I'm born again. Like I can. Like I can. How is this? So this is a preemptive thing to say, oh, believe everything I say because I know Jesus. Please take that story to Apostle and tell Apostle what's in they happen.
Even God, if someone comes to me and say they are born again, I'll be really...
Exactly. You don't need to tell me. Only me go know. And Tonto Dikeh, there's nothing even remotely born again about how you're carrying on and how you spend 40 minutes saying about something that you said you didn't want to talk about.
No. She's right. I want to have a born again. That's indicative behavior of born again Christians. That's what they are. They're all bloody hypocrites. I bloody hate them. You know what I mean? I do with a passion.
Taiwan's not having it.
People on earth.
So I can't help but think all of Tonto's problems would have been solved if she could just cook jollof rice once in a while. And the reason I say this is because it brings me roundly to the next topic, which is Hashtag. Oh, who is that? Someone is on hold. Oh, yep. I need you to hang up and then come back into the studio. Okay, I don't know who that is. So, I want to talk about hashtag wife not cook. Have you guys heard about this? Rachel, did you hear about this? And Kiri, did you hear about this?
What's that? What's that?
Hashtag wife. Rachel, give us the gist, please.
I don't know where it started from. I just started seeing it everywhere. Wife not cook. And I cannot go to work. I come home and start cooking for people. Listen, I've said this before. I'm not a feminist. I'm an advocate for equal opportunity and be you. I don't want to be a man. I am a woman. So therefore, for me, in my house, I get home, I cook. If they cook, don't catch me. We have Chinese on speed dial. My lovely husband has Chinese on speed dial. Or you enter kitchen and cook. There's garlic, sugar, granules very well in my house. We all sit there and drink it. My children smoke garri like they were brought up in the village. We are all fine. I really do not understand this. This only happened in the Nigerian sphere of feminism.
Yes.
You know, if I'm a feminist, the way I do it is the way the other person has to do it. If one woman is fine going home after 8 hours and standing in a hot kitchen and cooking, it's her pot of soup.
Exactly.
If you don't want to go home and cook, if a guy is shining high for you, that's your business. It's not mine. Don't cook. Why it became so much big noise and people fighting about what goes on in other people's homes? I don't understand.
I don't know.
It's and you said something that's very important. Why it became such a big noise, I don't know. Because actually, the feminists lost their minds. The feminists went, I love cooking, I don't want to cook you have every right to not cook, and this is this. I wish I would go to work and do 8 hours and come home, and one man would be expecting one food on the table. But equally, the traditionalists equally lost their minds. And they went, what is happening with all these women? That's why they're not a see husband marry. That's why marriage is... Sorry, Rachel, you were saying something?
I said absolutely. Both parties lost their mind. It was just crazy.
It was absolutely crazy. And it bothers me, not because it bothers me, but it bothers me because we have so much to talk about. Like, Nigerians have so much stuff that they need to sort out. Either Nigerians at home, Nigerians in diaspora. Why do we end up down this? And this wife not cook has many variations and it comes back every few months. We end up in this who they cook for house again and again and again. Go ahead, Taiwo.
Wife not cook, I don't understand it at all. You know, well, I like my tradition. I'm a very proud Nigerian, right? And Nigerian tradition in our Yoruba culture is a very deep and very rich culture. Okay. Mm-hmm. When a man and a woman are dating, you know the characteristic of your wife to be, right? Before you get married, if the woman is not the kind that will come to your house or stay in the kitchen and start cooking, you can't expect her when you're married to be in the kitchen and start demanding her to cook, because that's not what she used to do before, right? So you have known yourself inside out. Not maybe not know yourself totally, right? But you can't only go to anybody.
Yes. Exactly. What you can't accept, let me just translate that if there's anyone. What you can't accept as a rich person, you start saying no right from when you're poor. Don't change your mind and now start saying something further down the line.
Simple.
So you're not married a woman that you both work 9 to 5, and like probably you came home before she did, and you just expect her. You went and have a bath, and you expect her to come home and start cooking. She's never done that before. She will order you Chinese or order you pizza. Full stop.
And if she can cook, let her. I don't even understand. If she can, let her. If she can't, like Rachel rightly said, if she can't, or if you marry someone who cannot cook, as in, I for like cook for you, but you see this food, I not sabi cook am, and you see I'm like that, say she not sabi cook am, and you still marry am. Anything you see, then get ready for a lifelong of pasta and pizza, and
that's what causes problems in relationship. My friends does it. Like his wife, maybe his wife doesn't know how to cook. Like I mean, expect his wife to cook. You know, maybe you have to learn, just make some concoction for her. to eat, and we'll be vested. You can't do. You can't.
Okay, so let me ask a question. Good. Thank God we have someone that has a real life. So let me ask you, Taiwo, what is the man's problem? Is his problem that she made concoction, or is his problem that he has heard somewhere that women are the ones that are supposed to cook? Or is his his problem?
It's egoistic behavior, like, See, this guy, is a very close friend of mine. When we go to his house, right, when his wife is not there, it's fine, right? He can make his food himself and go to the kitchen and do his stuff, right? But some of our friends, because I'm single anyway, so some of our friends, they're married, the way they do their life is different, and they're very traditional, like they go to church together, they've got kids and all that stuff. So when he's with my friends that's got kids and all that, they're up here,
he feels his wife should be a certain way.
Yeah, he expects his wife to behave like this guy's wife. And he would be investing in girl, like, come on, Yahweh. That was right. You don't do that, man. You don't disrespect your wife in front of us.
No, he's very silly.
He's the man of the house, yeah.
But my the other problem I have with this wife not cook situation is there's a whole bunch of Nigerians on FitFam. There are now Nigerians jogging along the Lekki Ikoyi Bridge or Nigeria. So who is cooking in that Nigeria? Who? Because everybody's doing wife not cook, me I no go cook. Husband say me I no go cook. Feminists say me I no go. Who can't they chop? Who they cook all the food where they chop the fat?
All those people live in Lekki, they get contracts cook that comes to the house and cook for them.
But when did it become a thing? Surely the end result is everyone should be full. Surely.
Life is changed, man. Life is changed. Like when we are growing up, it's different. Things were different. There was a happy family. We are too westernized. It's Western culture. It's corrupt our culture. It's unreal. Even that them out to Naija, they can't even speak their indigenous language anymore.
I don't know.
They can't speak over.
I'm like this. Let people. If I care about what you think should happen in my kitchen, then I will marry you. If I'm not married to you, you don't get to say what happens in my kitchen. You don't get to say who cooks in my home. You don't get to say how we eat, when we eat, what we feed ourselves, what we feed our children, what we feed anybody. Just people need to mind their business and let people live their lives and do their marriages how they see fit, basically. That's what people need.
Sometimes, just madness.
Sorry, I think that was Nkiru. You were about to say something?
No, I was saying, there's some men, before they married the Obiri, she was cooking, but it wasn't, anything major, She was cooking, she was happy doing the little that she was doing. He was happy when they were doing boyfriend, girlfriend. He was loving it. Your cooking is amazing, even though she wasn't cooking the portion that his stomach is used to. Yeah? She now signs on that dotted, dreaded line. And says, I do. The minute they enter house, Bros wants to be eating pounded yam on a daily basis. It has to be a different soup every day. Yeah. Who has time for that? Seriously?
But I think, because I remember there was... sorry, go ahead, Rachel.
Okay, I said that's where women also learn not to play games. Hunger go catch bros. There's no two ways about it. Because me not a pound yam for you. If they hunger, no problem, I go pound for you. You go shout, Taya. Why are all women in the world not like me? Like I said, Gary Demo.
I think a lot. I think this is the problem.
I used to do Rachel very well. I love cooking, but there are moments where I don't want to.
I love cooking, but come on. I draw lines.
Now my husband are coming because he will think this is normal, and it's not normal. Not everybody does.
Yes, and that's very important. When you get married, a lot of people, when they enter husband's house for the first time, they do want to put their best foot forward. They do want to be that Proverbs 31 woman. They wake up with, if the guy has to be at work at 7 o'clock, so he's waking up at 5. They'll wake up at 5, put on a full spread, put on a full breakfast and everything. They want to do everything. They want to be house proud. Before he comes home, the house is completely dusted down. Everybody wants to.
That when I had one kid, now I have three. So I think after, and I think we are on the same page. When I'm coming home, what's for dinner? Are you up for cooking? No. Okay, what do we do? You, the kids, what do you want to do? One will say, as bush as my children. Now one will say, Gary. One will say this. Everybody go and find your way. If I'm up to cooking, I'll be in that kitchen and I can cook for the next 4 hours. So, this lady tells me, Rachel, you need to stop. We are coming to pay you a visit because my husband will think this is the norm. I said, too bad, my dear. Go and stay in a hotel. If cook is doing me, I cook. If cook is not doing me, we all eat bread and tea. Or we drink
better.
Be yourself. Be yourself. I used to be that woman. My husband is walking through the door. The pot of food is coming off the fire. It is smoking and he's eating it. Now, oh boy, microwave works very well in my house because it's fire.
Thank you.
But this someone said something along the lines of, once you sign on the dotted line, there's certain things, and men they don't even know that they have these expectations. Some men, not most, not all, some men do have these expectations of, this is what a wife should be like. So the whole time they are following you to do boyfriend and girlfriend, you are not their wife, and those expectations do not come to the fore. The second you get married, they have certain thoughts or expectations in their minds, which is maybe what they learned from their moms, or maybe they saw this is what married women do, and so they don't even know. They don't know that they have these prejudices. They don't even know until something pushes them.
Because remember, the flip side of wife not cook was husband not 8 p.m. Because as women, we also have certain expectations.
Yes.
Yeah.
So women cannot eat their cake and have it. I cannot be arguing why it's not cook, and then in the same day, I say, now you go carry all the financial responsibility for her.
Boom. Also very important. If there's certain things you can't handle as a wife, then understand too that there's certain things he can't handle as a husband. I know this might sound so ridiculous and unheard of or whatever, but talk to each other. Like, can you freaking communicate and just find out between yourselves what you can and can't accept, what you will and won't do, what should stand? And of course, a conversation you have before you get married, maybe when you get married, you'll be like, I beg, I know what I said before, but right now I don't feel that way again. That's all well and good. Then you reconfigure yourselves and you rejig the whole situation and you tweak it until you find something that works. But to just stand on one thing and say, oh, my mother used to cook every day, so me, I don't know how to eat 2 days old soup. Or to stand on one thing and say, oh, my father carried all the bills in the house, so I don't know how to add money to the mortgage, or I don't know how to add money to the bills or the utilities. Or listen, 2017 is not like that again. Everybody needs to get with the program. Speaking of getting with the program, we need to push ahead. It is 7:57. Let's talk about, this one is really, really paining me because Buhari went to, Buhari said, he did like a bad gang that went on 2 weeks holiday and never came back. Buhari
is back now.
He's back, I know. But he came here to... He came here to do health, whatever, medical checkup. So this is my question. We already know that the hospitals in Nigeria are not doing what they should be doing. This. But what is really upsetting me is, so are you telling me that even in Aso Rock, he does not have a physician that can take care of him? The reason why this is paining me today of all days is I just got a news an hour before we came on air that a friend of mine died in a hospital in Nigeria. Just an hour before we came on air. Adobe Osakwe, rest in peace. She had a fibroid operation that was deemed a successful operation. 2 hours later, she bled out and she died in the hospital. That is an average person who would have paid good money to even fight. My sister has anemia. She doesn't have enough blood or whatever. Just to be seen by a hematologist. This hematologist, who, by the way, her Oga gave her the contact details. So at the rate she even got was a discounted rate, was 20,000 naira. Hematologist said it looks like you have iron anemia, wanting. They spoke big English, but the long story of all of it is you need to run some tests. We're going to do a urine analysis. We're going to do this. We're going to do that, blah, 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 blah. A to Z of that is 40,000 just for the tests. So you can imagine, healthcare isn't cheap in Nigeria. So if she had gone ahead and done the test, I was like, oh, so what happened after they told you that? She said that, Omo, I went to Comment straight and I just went to order amala. Comment is a joint. As in, she just, as they told her the 40, she was just like, nah, you're on a long thing. And she went to Comment and she ordered. So if she had even gone ahead and done that, she would have paid 60,000 naira. At this point, treatment has not started. This is just to even find out what is wrong with her. Something that we already kind of know the answer anyway. Then you now get the treatment. So for Adobe to have had an operation, so now she's had an operation, she's died, and she's a regular person. We have a president who cannot even get treatment in his own country, and he thinks this is fine. Where are we going? What are we doing?
Well, see, Nigerian politics, yeah, you can't.
You know, I have a very
engage with.
strong. Oh, sorry, Nkiri, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Rachel, please.
I have a two-pronged perspective to healthcare in Nigeria.
Okay.
Healthcare in Nigeria is abysmal, and it's abysmal for two reasons. It's abysmal because as a people, we don't care about ourselves. We care about it. For most people, last minute. It's abysmal because there are no systems in place. It's also abysmal because we have unrealistic expectations. And part of that is the fault of those of us in the Western world. I did a quick conversion of, the cost that you have calculated. And it would have still cost up less than $200. I know people are going to tell me, oh, that is so crazy. So I'll give you a personal experience here. My daughter was going to have a bone marrow transplant, and one day she was going to see cardiology. When I was leaving home, I'm seeing cardiology, right? I'm seeing one doctor. I saw 4 different cardiologists, and for each cardiologist, I had to pay a $30 copay. So in one day, I paid $120. And I'm not talking about the testing. For each cardiologist, they say, go here and do a test. That was also a $30 copay. So when I was hitting $240 in a day, I started to scream. I do have insurance. Healthcare is expensive anywhere. It is not free.
Fair enough.
And the sooner we as Nigerians accept that in Nigeria, the better.
Nobody is arguing that. The argument is, why pay healthcare? Why pay the rates? It is expensive, but there are people who, if something is wrong with my dad or something is wrong with my mom or something is wrong with my sister, may we never see this kind of thing.
Why it will take a long time for it to change, because for so long we believe in not paying. People, this is how the systems get so bad. And people wonder, why do hospitals say you've got to put the money before I treat you, even with the bad services that are there? Because if you don't pay, then how do they replace it?
I understand. And I'm with you. My point is this, and I'm going to let you finish, Rachel. I'm saying, if I am willing to pay, so let us even say that 60K that I've just counted is nothing. Let's say the money is 100K for the sake of argument. And then by saying 100K, we know that that's going to exclude like 70% of the population. For the 30 that should pay, they should come out on the other side. That's my own point. That is my own point. In as much as...
Again, as a healthcare personnel, we also have to understand that healthcare is not an exact science.
It's not. No. Our statistics are deplorable. It is not an exact science yet.
I disagree with you. I did not disagree with you that our statistics are bad. They are abysmal. But we also have to correct the perception that because the doctor gives you medication does not mean you come out on the other side.
I agree. And people die here every day. I'm not even in dispute of that. And look, if there was... Listen, we're going to do our best. It doesn't work. There is a gospel musician that died which day here because of expired malarial medicine. That was administered to him in a hospital, by the way. Not like he went to buy it somewhere in a bus corner and then he died. There's another, my stepmom passed because of just mistake after mistake, error after error after error after error in cancer and chemotherapy and cancer care and what do they call it, oncology care or what have you. I'm just saying, if people are willing to pay, let us remove the people that can't, because I know that there are people that can't, and so these people become casualties of the system. I get that. Is it right? No, but I understand that healthcare is expensive, and I'm not even going to argue that at all. There is no way you can expect state-of-the-art healthcare. The NHS that we have here, we pay into it. We pay into it before you even get your salary. You have paid into the health system. So that's not even what my case is. My case is when you don't pay, finish. Make person not do even the most basic test of checking what blood group you are before adding blood into your blood. Make person not even check if you are diabetic. Don't even read your file to know that you are diabetic before putting you on a drip that is purely glucose. Make person even, we lose people daily for the most basic things.
Can I just society, we hold them responsible. We need to stop this godlike is the doctor, so you take everything. This is the same argument I have with someone else. Healthcare is a delivery business. We speak with our money. When that doctor doesn't have patients, guess what? It shuts down. Because the system.
Sorry, just 1 minute, please, Rachel. I don't. 1 minute. I will. Rachel, I don't know if you are on a hands-free or something. I'm getting a feedback that your voice is really, really faint. Can you come closer to the?
No, I'm not on hands-free.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. I can hear you, but I'm just getting some. I'm gonna let the person tell me. Essay, please let me know if you can hear Rachel Yankee better now.
Or maybe I should go out and come back in.
No. It's okay.
I can hear her clearer than I could hear before.
Okay, so you just stay in whatever position you just took.
Much clearer now than before.
Nigeria has moved so much forward, but the consumer behavior is still so much backward. We have to hold healthcare providers accountable from two ends. It's not always just coming out. You cannot be going to the same crappy doctor over and over again and telling me this doctor is crappy. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Don't go there anymore. Speak with your money. I was talking to someone, and she's like, if I go to the government hospital, I'll stay there the whole day. Yes, stay there the whole damn day because it's your life that's important here. The doctor beside you is crappy. Don't use the crappy doctor anymore. We need to alter that. Again, Nigeria is abysmal. There's no question in it. But we cannot keep doing the same stupid thing over and over again.
Okay, Taiwo, you want to say something? Come in, please.
Yeah. Well, the problem with Nigerian healthcare service is number one, it's been monetized, yeah? And anything you pull money into, right, people are going to pull profit before life. That's definite. That's evident enough in the US. And that's evident in Nigeria as well. If you look at the NHS system here, it's not perfect, but before a doctor can make mistake, he got to think twice. That's why he's got a duty of care to the people, right? In Nigeria, right, people, they don't care, even if you have your money, right? They will just treat you anyhow. I have my mom was involved in a car crash, yeah? She had a broken collarbone. What about the broken collarbone is just stress factor. You should be lifting weight on a broken collarbone. Not until when she came to this country, they did it for what's it called, CTC scan or what they do. And found that she's got a broken collarbone. And my mom will be complaining that she's got pain in her shoulder. And we pay for private hospital in Nigeria, and they be saying you should be go and buy sandbags. They say that to go and buy sandbags and be lifting weight in it. What does it cost? Twice. One time she had what's it called? This lung disease. What's it called now? Pneumonia. Right? They were treating her for typhoid in Nigeria.
Well, that one is normal. Yeah, you've not seen the one that doctor won't even look at you and will tell you that you have malaria.
I learned that most of these doctors in private
and they happen to take the money. When they take the money, that's it. They don't care.
They are not actual doctors in private hospitals. They learn on the job. They just hang around these doctors for it.
They just monetize it. It's about money to them. They just want their money. That's it.
They don't care. They don't care.
Even if you're lying there dying on it, they say, okay, go and bring money.
They don't send you.
All of which still doesn't bother me. I am not arguing with Rachel about the money aspect. Injection is expensive. Saline is expensive. Bandages, anesthesia, gases, all of that is expensive. It doesn't come free. We don't get it before it can even fly into the country. Listen, I get it all. What I'm saying is, when I have, maybe it's 10K, maybe it's 100K, maybe it is 10 million naira, I should be able to walk in somewhere and say that if I die, let it be because this thing was untreatable. Let it be because it was just completely terminal. Let it be because the doctor has done everything that they can. Don't let me bleed out on an operating table because the doctor didn't know what they were doing. Don't let me bleed out because I have... Sorry, Rachel.
How do you know that she bled out because the doctor did not do everything? You don't know that. How do you know she did not go into DIC? How do you know that? See, when a lot of this information comes out of Nigeria, without that, a lot of the background information, you don't know. We do.
I don't know her particular. Like I said, it was literally an hour before I came on air. I will still get more information, but I do know what happened in my stepmom's case. I know what happened. One of the people we've got listening now, she was there with me, hand in hand, all through the cancer until it deteriorated, and we know the catalog of errors that happened until this woman's demise. A lot of things that point blank should just not have happened.
Cancer is not something. Nigeria is light years behind in the treatment of cancer.
I understand. But there's certain things.
So when someone has cancer in Nigeria, you really do have to tone down your expectations. I know it's a disease of medical people, because between the chemo and the radiation, how long, when do you have the medication, the storage, the NEPA system? We do have to tone down our expectations. If you have 100% expectation in the United Kingdom and the United States, you take it down to about 20% in Nigeria. And you set your expectation based on that. Because this is a society that is 20 steps behind in terms of healthcare delivery.
And this is what I'm saying, that it's not good enough. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, in the event that people can pay, let them pay for like. In the event that people can, that is what I'm saying. I'm not saying give people, how can doctor be asking for money before treatment? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, whoa, let's calm down. Let's calm down, because there's going to be a lot of noise. 1 minute, please. Rachel.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Why I brought that up to connect this for you. In order to get to that point where you want to be, it will take time. We are reaping the consequences of years of mismanagement and bad lack of principles from people. So, because you need people that will invest money, invest time. Most of our people don't. Our doctors are coming to the U.S. and the United Kingdom. They train and they stay. So you don't have the manpower. You don't have people who are really and truly interested. So you can have all the money in the world, but you don't have the services there, because there is no desire to put it in there. You're not going to get your return. You're going to get used up, abused, and spit out. So nobody's investing this in there. If they do, it is too damn expensive for anybody to afford it. So maybe in another 20, 40 years, Nigeria would be where you want it to be. Right now, no.
While I accept that it's going to take time to get there, I'm not saying do pioneering, groundbreaking medical practices like they're doing over here, or like they're doing in America, or like they're doing in India. No, I'm not saying, go and learn, be on the same, the way America is going to NASA, we should have spaceship. No, I'm not even trying to compare like for like. I'm just saying basic errors. I'm saying the things that come from, that they had in Victorian times, the cleanliness, the antiseptics, the this, the that. You're doing some certain kind of treatment in a tropical. Go ahead.
I know what you're saying. And
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing over money. Yes, it is expensive, and yes, people should pay. I'm not telling any doctor anywhere in the world, not talk of Nigeria, to give free. We know what dollar is saying now. I went to, I know exactly what it is. I'm not saying anybody should. If you said, but this woman is bleeding, let me just quickly treat her first. I trust the family to bring money. Now, lie. You're going to work at a loss. Collect your money up front. I don't have a problem with that. It is not Hippocratic, but it is what it is. My own
like I said, it boils down to the duty of care. They might have operated on your friend, and they just left her in the room on her own, unattended. After they've done the operation, and just left that there. No aftercare, no nothing.
Okay, so let me read a comment. Let me read a comment here by one. Let me try and get the comment. Someone said, there is something called, someone saying to me, Rachel, there is NHIS. If properly implemented, will work, but corruption frustrates the system. So I imagine this is like an NHS, but in Nigeria. And I said, see, this is the first I'm even hearing about this. She said, only 8 out of 30 states in Nigeria have it in place. It is such a shame. Then she said, that's an unfair statement about professional doctors. It's not lack of knowledge, but it's the equipment and lack of electricity or investment that is the problem. So we know there are doctors who are trained. We know there are doctors. I'm just saying there seems to be a lot of errors, a lot of lives lost over basic healthcare. And I'm not talking about experimental stuff. I'm not talking about 21st century medication. I'm talking about, I know somebody, not be say go come. I know a diabetic person who was brought in having had malaria for some time, and the treatment for malaria, as everybody knows, is put the person under cold water, make the temperature come down because he was at some kind of stupid temperature, and then put him on a drip. And they were mainlining sugar, for lack of a better word, straight into a diabetic's blood system. Straight. I'm sure I don't need to...
Rachel,
yes.
What was this patient's blood sugar? There were a lot of factors. I'm sorry. My guard does go up with assessment because there are incomplete statements here. What was the person's blood sugar? How do you know this person was not severely hypoglycemic and they needed to bring up their blood sugar?
Well, they brought it up all right. They brought it up all the way to the coffin. I'm just saying...
I hear what you're saying.
There are errors. There are errors. You can slice it or dice it, Rachel.
There are errors everywhere. I will give you a case in point right now. No names. I'm right now dealing with a doctor who's treating a patient for cancer, and we have done all test results, and there are no cancer in there. Right here in the United States of America, it's a reputable oncologist.
Giving medication for cancer, and the person doesn't even have cancer.
Chemotherapy, absolutely. Patients have been on chemo. We've done it.
Yeah, but those kind of mistakes that happen.
And there are no cancer cells.
Yeah,
but there are mistakes everywhere. I have sent a patient to the hospital with a fever of 101 just for the...
Yeah, but
Wait, Taiwo. Continue, Rachel.
And Saturday morning, I'm told this patient died of sepsis. How does he die of sepsis? There were no indication of infection. My point is, without complete information, and Nigeria is not a society where we go into autopsy and all of that. Yes, there are errors. There are also errors on the part of patients who do not give complete information. And so you have doctors who are working in the blind. They give you something you're allergic to because you didn't tell the doctor you're allergic to. You tell the doctor you're allergic 20 minutes after you're having a reaction. Because you say it's the doctor should know. And I've seen people come from Nigeria and do the same damn shit here in America. And then we are scrambling after because they think the doctor is psychic and the doctor should know everything. There is a systemic problem.
And there's someone here agreeing with you. SA says it happens in the NHS too, in the UK here too. Mistakes do happen. So I mean, if you're both in you're in medical field, I'll grant you, and I'll let you win this one. But I'm still not convinced that.
Can I just say something, please? You said mistakes do happen. But in Nigeria, we know any mistake is negligence. It's negligence. It's different mistakes and negligence, two different things. It's negligence.
In the
health mistakes that happen.
Negligence mistake.
Sorry?
We use mistake to cover it.
Oh wow.
Because
I still think, in as much as you say we don't know the patient's history, we don't know what led to it. I still think there's a heck of a lot more mistakes. We have a heck of a lot more deaths at the hands of medical systems. I still than we do over here, than we do in America, and not all of it is down to we don't have the same equipment or we don't. There is a lot of it down to that. Absolutely. I remember my stepmom was supposed to get a, what do they call that, the machine that detects the cancer cells or whatever, and a friend of mine who is a leading oncologist actually said to me, go to UI. That's the only working radiotherapy machine in the country. There's going to be a whole bunch of hospitals that tell you they have one, but the power is not high enough to detect jack. That thing is nothing more than the glorified X-ray machine. Only University of Ibadan has the only functioning one that one could really call a functioning radiotherapy machine in Nigeria. So I understand that there's a problem with equipment. I understand that there's a problem with what you call those things, consumables, the stuff that you use day in, day out, the bandages, the this, the that, the injections, the drips, the vials and all of that. I get all of that, but there's some things that just shouldn't happen any longer, and they still do at a higher level than they do in America, at a higher level than they do in the UK. I'm not saying that these two countries get it right all the time, not at all. We have our own NHS scandals over here that if you hear them, you'll be like, really? In the 21st century, are you having a laugh? But they happen all the same. So maybe I'm just talking out of turn because I just lost someone or whatever the case may be, but no one can tell me that our health system are not making some very, very fundamental mistakes. No one can tell me. I can't believe that. I just can't believe that, really. So that's that about that. Speaking of deaths and needless deaths, this is the final story we're going to touch on today because we really do need to round it up. It's only in Bad Gang that 1 hour is equal to 80 minutes. We're going to do this one quickly. Lieutenant Cal, did anyone hear the story? There's a young man who is in the military, literally just starting, and he felt his girlfriend, who's equally in the same base with him, was cheating on him or something like that. And he made his way into the weaponry and artillery. And he's been making some very, very disturbing comments on Facebook, on social media and stuff like that about, I introduced this witch to my mom and this, niggas die quick, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know, maybe it was Tupac's song he was singing, or maybe it was real life. Next thing we hear, he actually shot her twice, and then he was going to shoot himself, but he was apprehended before that happened. So he is now behind bars. He'd actually written a suicide note in which he had said he's actually very glad to be writing this note because he knows when all is said and done, it will get read by some of the top brass in the military. So he's obviously going for some sort of infamy, some sort of whatever. And now this girl is dead. He's behind bars. We don't know what's going to happen to him. But from what I understand, they do a lot of tests. To enter the military isn't just, whether you can run 5 kilometers or whatever the case may be. They also check if you're mentally sound and mentally stable, right? Unless I'm mistaken. So why is this person? What happened? What do we make of the story? What went wrong? What are we thinking with this? Nkiru, I don't know if you've heard about this, but what's your take on it?
No, I haven't. So I'm just hearing it from you now. Well,
oh no, he shot the girl. He totally shot the girl.
Yeah, but because he thought she was cheating on him or what?
Yes.
That's ridiculous now. Why would he do that? Is he mentally sound though?
No, they try to tell you, say they're crazy. They ask me question.
You know what? Because all I know, because person where they kill person, there's a screw fell out.
No, and he was going to kill himself. He wasn't going to just do it. He wrote on Facebook 4:36, which is believed to be the time he shot her dead. So he put her time of death. So she was taken first to one infirmary on the base. And when it was clear that she was bleeding out, they flew her, bless them. They actually really tried, but she died. She was recorded DOA by the time they got to the second, what have you. So, yeah, so we've got someone here saying some people do slip through the cracks. So yeah, I'm sure people are capable of faking lucidity, faking sanity, making it out like they're
a lot.
Yeah.
Plenty of them, when they kill, they look, that's the excuse. That's the first excuse. Because the thing is, you can't certify exactly how mad the person is. And if they're telling you that they are or they're depressed, you can't say yeah or nay. It's just like complaining about back pain. No one can tell you whether your back is real or not because they don't know where back pain comes from. So if you fake at work that your back is paining you, no employee here can say you're lying.
I've heard another new one. SSA plus, I don't hear say love will make person crazy self. So maybe he was well when he did the entry.
I beg, I can't laugh this evening, I beg.
Everybody assumes that this man was crazy. He may not have been. He possibly was lucid and he was really just angry and upset that this girl cheated on him. I'm not removing the possibility that he might have some mental illness. It's just the easiest thing for anybody to say. There's a chance he was not.
Okay, but no. If I would agree with that, Rachel, if he committed a crime of passion, if he walked in and saw people say, me, my girlfriend, that you're not climbing, are you mad? Blah, blah, blah. And then a fight ensued and he popped off a couple caps or whatever.
Crime of passion would lead me more to believe that he had a mental break. The fact that he thought it and he planned it, he had a plan. In my opinion, he's not crazy. Murder in the first degree. He planned it.
Can I see? You said it's not crazy for you to plan to take a life.
No.
That's beyond madness.
He could be a sociopath. He could be a psychopath. He's not crazy.
Yeah, that's beyond madness for you to plan and to take a life and kill yourself.
No, I understand what Rachel is saying.
Diagnosis. However, he is not crazy. He can be responsible for his actions. Again, I'm making a very clinical differentiation here.
I understand.
I'm thinking of somebody that we are saying we cannot hold him liable because in that moment he was not thinking. He was overtaken by anger, pain, or whatever. That is a crime of passion. This is someone who sat down and he thought it out. He had a plan. The only thing is he chickened out and could not take his own life.
Yes.
He also planned to take his life so that he did not face the consequences of his actions.
Yes, which a psychopath never does.
Exactly.
Which a psychopath never does.
Some kind of psychiatric diagnosis to put him in. We can find a box to put him in. But I'm not calling him schizophrenic. He was not hearing voices that said, go kill that guy. He is not delusional. Because if he was delusional, then we would say probably he saw her, he was imagining things that were not there. He's also not bipolar.
Oh no, he's not bipolar because this was a long time coming. You can go back to his previous Facebook posts. You can go back to, he wanted to do it and he did it. It wasn't, it was.
Ego was so bruised. How dare she be with someone else? And there was no other way to face that other than to take her life. So can I find a psychiatric box to put him in? Yes. Is he responsible for his actions? Absolutely. That does not take that from him.
No. Someone being a psychopath doesn't make them any less crazy. It is still a psychological disorder. If I were to arrest you and try you in a court of law, you would still be removed from society. We're not going to say, oh, well, it wasn't his fault.
This person was clinically insane, you are absolving of some responsibility. You are taking away.
I agree.
But you are putting in a hospital. And then when some doctor says, okay, his problem has been sorted out, he's put back into the community. And it is a very good defense that a lot of people think about and they plan it out also.
And I agree with that. It's just that 9 times out of 10, well, this guy was going to go for it, wasn't he? What's the name of the white boy? Dylan Roof that did the Baptist church murders or what have you.
Yeah, that's what they went for.
Yeah, that's what they were going to go for. And then it turned out that he's not insane at all. He's just racist.
He told the judge his lawyers were the ones that were crazy. He's not crazy. He actually planned on killing more people.
Yeah, he said he did. He went to another church. He did.
Normal people don't do that. You must be nuts. You must.
No, you must. I understand what Rachel's saying. Not nuts. Not to you, because you wouldn't do that. But not nuts. Yeah. Just not thinking about things the same way you are thinking about them. Just not thinking about things the same way you are thinking about them. So, hey, what a shame. Anyway, we've completely run out of overrun, in short. So let's call it a day here. Or what do you girls think? I think we could go on and on. So much has happened since the last time we were online. I want to thank everyone that joined us. I want to thank people that spoke from home. Essay, there's someone else who was typing. Taiwo Oni Ringtone, thank you for joining us and for staying with us for the duration. Rachel, thank you. Okay, Taiwo, you're going to start us with the good nights because you're the one who you're a guest.
All right, good night, everyone. Nice meeting you again. This is a long time. Good night.
Oh, this is the name I was trying to remember. Nkoye has been typing online as well. She was here with us all through. She listened all through. Thank you so much for being with us. Rachel, say good night.
Good night, people. Good night all the way from America.
What's going on? Why is it that when the show is over that I can hear you clearly? That was the loudest.
I know. She's so clear.
I'm so clear because it's only.
Oh, now you're gone again.
I can do my mad.
Did you move?
Don't mind, Rachel. Time to cook now. We can hear her.
I will send you a video of this. Should I cook it for you?
If I deck you.
Yeah, started again, Rachel. You're looking for trouble. No, I'm not going to back you up this time.
If you know what Rachel sent to me, if you guys knew what Rachel sent to me via WhatsApp, the soup, now zoo, not to win the inside that so small elephant, shark. Everything there inside that soup. I'm not even talking to you, Rachel. Just leave my phone and get out. Don't even call me. Incurious, say your good night.
Good night, everyone. It was lovely. As always, we have delivered as we promised. And we shall deliver again and again and again.
Next week. People, Incurious, tell them. Wednesday, what are we doing on Wednesday? We're back, aren't we?
On Wednesday, we are back. With the talking drum.
The talking drum is back. Talking drum.
Don't mess with this crew, people. Don't mess with this crew.
See, we're back louder, badder than ever. The bad gang, we have officially turned it into a coven. We can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying with us. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for bearing with us even while we sorted out all our audio problems. We are back and we will not go away again. I don't know what to say. Just a heart full of gratitude, really. Thank you so much. Yes. Have a fantastic weekend. If you're going to do what I wouldn't do, then at least be good at it. Enjoy yourselves.
And don't come and start crying to interview.
And don't come and cry to interview and come and talk about some of the wrong misconceptions that people... I don't want to hear about your wrong misconceptions. God bless you. Have a fantastic weekend. Kiss your babies, kiss your loved ones, and we will see you on Wednesday. Good night, everyone. Bye. Bye.